You're back with another one. This time we got top 10 Wano Kuni fights, episode 1000 special of One Piece. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe. It's by top 10 anime. Let's get it. Ooh, I missed this intro. Now, we all of us manga readers,
we have finally
know
hit
what's going on.
1,000 episodes of One Piece, halfway there to the end. A grand adventure that started all because the main protagonist took a nap in a barrel. What better way to celebrate this milestone other than looking at the top 10 moments of the latest arc that had some stunning animations.
We know how great these fights are. Y'all anime only people.
It's
Do you guys know
finally
yet? Has
episode
Kaido been beaten in the
1000,
anime?
and we have the gathering of all the Straw Hats in style. Unfortunately, it probably isn't as epic as Chapter 1000, which we'll probably see animated in about 10 to 15 episodes. However, it was
So
still
this is
a
about a
great
couple of
moment.
months ago, so yeah.
We've seen the Straw Hats come together multiple times in the past, but this is a special milestone representing all the fans that managed to stick along for such a long time. Each one of them gather by showing just how powerful they have become by dealing some hefty blows to the enemy army.
You know what's
The
crazy?
Straw-
Real quick. I told my friend, watch One Piece. This was about 2 years ago when they were like at episode like 500, 600. I don't know. I don't know exactly where they're at. And he was like, no, there's too many episodes. I'll watch it eventually. Now they're over 1,000. He's still just like, there's so many episodes, 1,000? I'm like, bro, if you watched it when I told you to watch it, you wouldn't be in this situation. You'd be caught up. Like my other friend who actually started watching it when I was like, hey, watch One Piece. He was like, okay. Now he's on the manga too, reading it with me every week, chapter by chapter.
Straw Hats
Literally
prove
just
once
texted him
again
about it a
that
couple
they are
days
a
ago.
force to be reckoned with.
俺はカイドウをぶっ倒しに行く
Number 9 is Luffy's new power? Oh, okay. Talking
After
about
that
something
one
else.
shot by Kaido, it was pretty obvious that Luffy needed a major power boost if he were to stand a chance against him in a rematch, especially when we later find out that there is not one, but two emperors to fight. Luckily, Kaido was kind enough to provide him with a gym and a personal trainer. His time in prison was well spent,
That's also
training
facts.
to become stronger every day. The final touch is the good old-fashioned life-threatening situation to help a shonen protagonist unlock a new special power. It may only have been a momentary success, but his growth is still impressive for a 19-year-old. Looking forward to seeing him in his prime.
Bro, I say that is still Big Mom. Let's not disrespect her.
Wasting food or hitting a woman is never a good idea when Sanji is around, and Page 1 did exactly that. However, he is
This
a member of
German,
Kaido's elite team,
fit was so
which makes
cool.
him far
I'm just
stronger than the
disappointed they
typical
got rid of it.
enemies that the Straw Hats have faced so far. Normal Sanji would probably struggle to win this one, so he didn't really have much choice but to use the raid suit that he despises so much. However, he seems to have adjusted pretty quickly as he puts up a fantastic fight against this powerful opponent, finishing it off with a meteoric kick that caused the extinction of dinosaurs.
みんな下がってろ
バカお前が
Wow,
下
he's
がれ
OP.
お前ら二人とも下がって
Three of the strongest captains from the first generation have teamed up to take on an Emperor's army, although it is hard to imagine them working together as they just have too much rivalry between them. We already see that against the enemy ships, instead of working together, they compete to see who destroys them first. The star of this entire fight was Law and his devil fruit powers. It's incredibly overpowered under conditions like rain. He is essentially untouchable with the ability to switch between individual raindrops.
Hey,
Hopefully, we
yo,
can
I
see
never
this
thought about
trio
that.
truly team up against the monstrous level Kaido.
He really can
Otherwise,
just switch
I doubt
between
they would even have a
raindrops.
chance.
I just like, oh, okay, he just switching with a pebble or something. No, he's literally switching with raindrops.
来たら
Tainted Shenron versus Old Lady. Okay.
殺されに来るバカが
This was an encounter between two legendary beings, the tainted Shenron and an overweight elderly woman. Big Mom
That's
and Kaido were
crazy.
changing the structure of land itself with each collision, but at least they were having fun. Luckily, Kaido already had plans for a new island, just too bad for the island dwellers that didn't evacuate in time. This battle really shows what an Emperor-level duel is like, especially when you take into account that they are not even serious. A stark reminder that Luffy was never really a threat to these two. Both of these
Not yet.
emperors were at one point in the same crew. Now all grown up, this encounter sparked a renewed interest in forming an alliance that could shake the entire One Piece world.
So I wonder what Totland looks like now. This got me thinking. Wouldn't everything Big Mom, like her powers did, be undone now?
Hawkins is essentially a master-level Yu-Gi-Oh player. He always manages to draw some good cards, but no cards in his deck were good enough against this monster duo. This fight may have both Luffy and Zoro, but Luffy barely took part as he was just playing around with a sword. Luckily, Zoro alone was sufficient to counter a former captain of the worst generation. Unlike the others, Zoro doesn't hesitate at all. If he considers someone an enemy, he goes for the kill. Besides, he probably didn't want a scar on his back either, which would be a disgrace for a swordsman. Overall, Zoro just upgraded himself from Pirate Hunter to Supernova Hunter.
Look how swole Zoro is. Bro, I still can't get over how cool Zoro's first like thing in Wano was. He had that little tiny knife that he was supposed to stab himself with. And he was like, "Oh, it was you who's butchering people." Like Phoenix sliced them up, just like that.
Just when we thought that Zoro had an epic moment already, we are treated with another epic battle. We've been waiting for a confrontation between the right-hand men of the two leading supernovas. Killer is a pretty good sword fighter to be able to push Zoro this much, but he made a grave mistake
So you
when he
gonna
gave
just
that
throw out
third sword
Hachi
to
Penguin
Zoro.
like that?
Zoro is just in a class of his own. Makes you wonder how long this fight would have
Beppo.
lasted if he'd had all three swords from the beginning. Although, neither were really at their fullest in this fight. Hopefully we'll see a proper rematch one day. Meanwhile, their captains were getting fat on dumplings in prison.
I hope I don't hear my dog whining back there. She's being bad. She's getting punished. Put in her kennel for a little bit. She's on timeout. And she always cries whenever she's on timeout.
The whole rage-filled fight was a badass moment, especially to be able to knock Kaido down
It's not
to
even a
earth.
kennel. It's actually a
But
crate.
it was a
It's
moment
pretty
of
big.
shock
It's
to
like
many. But unfortunately,
literally the
it
size
was just
of
a
a human.
fleeting
Like,
moment of success.
a human could fit in that.
Luffy
Small
made a
human.
major miscalculation if he thought that just transforming to look like Kaido with a huge muscular body and an X-shaped scar would do any good. His greatest attack to date was equivalent to a belly rub against Kaido. Meanwhile, Kaido's single swing was enough to send Luffy flying across the battlefield.
I'm surprised this is so
This
high.
fight was more of a
Is this in
reality
order?
check for Luffy to
Top 10
realize
Wano.
that just
I
because he
guess it's
defeated a commander of
Not
another
in
emperor
order. 'Cause I was about
does
to
not
say,
mean he
I'm
is on the
surprised
same
a
level
one hit is
as
so
an
high.
emperor.
Which also was super shocking. But this man Kaido one hit Luffy. Ace's dad versus Ace's father. Okay.
After 900 plus episodes, we can finally witness the clash between the true legends of One Piece. The Pirate King versus his rival, Whitebeard. Or in other words, Ace's dad versus Ace's father. We have always known about Roger, and it was certainly a delight to finally see him unveiled with one of the best animations the industry has to offer. The clash between these legends was simply stunning, but also foreshadows the power levels yet to come. It was an amazing sight to see the younger versions of many legendary characters all at once, especially the fun all-out fight between this rivaling crew while they clearly enjoy each other's company. However, the highlight is certainly the bout between the captains, competing for the title of Best Mustache.
It's weird that Whitebeard would have a pure white mustache with blonde hair. Kaido's plot armor. Okay.
光月おでんお前のような男を待っていた
The flashback arc has been one of the most entertaining flashback arcs in all of anime. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we are delivered with this phenomenal battle between two legends. The animation was just getting better and better, and this was the pinnacle to this flashback arc. Oden is the perfect example of a true samurai, a man of honor, a warrior, and a protector of his people. He fought with all of his might, despite dancing away 5 years of his life whilst Kaido was getting stronger, and yet he still had the upper hand. Even 1,000 soldiers were not enough to stop this legendary samurai. He's the only one to leave a scar on Kaido, other than his tattoo artist, a permanent reminder of his existence. Had this battle not ended with a cheap shot, the 4 emperors would be the 3 emperors now. If you
I mean, no, because now it'll be the 4 emperors still, but he's just been replaced by somebody else, honestly, because there's a lot of people who could have been. The emperors are actually like the thing I like the most about One Piece. The fact that the 4 strongest pirates have all this influence and power that even the Marines are just like, hey, let's not mess with them right now. We don't want all that smoke. We really don't want all that smoke right now. Now that spoilers if you don't read manga. In fact, let me see what episode the anime's on so I don't actually spoil on accident thinking I'm not spoiling. One Piece anime. Episode count. Let's go with that. 1045. What is happening on episode 1045? Yep, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. There we go. Taking charge. The 2 arms go into battle. Oh, taking a chance. Oops. Spell Kid and Zoro facing threats. I think I know what that is. Clutch Demon Incarnate. Ronin. Brook Joss's freezing sword. Predator trap. Maria's temptation. Shut up. Oh, okay. Yep. I know where this is at. Okay, this is after Zoro got hurt and came back and he's now fighting again. I think he's fighting against King. Regardless. Yeah, manga spoilers. Now that Luffy is now the emperor, like how the Marines are just like, bro, I don't want no smoke. We don't want no smoke no more right now. Alright? So you don't mess with him. And then you get express orders. Just leave him alone. Alright? And that's how it was with what's his face? Whitebeard, how they was just like they was freaking out when he talked to Shanks. Like Shanks showed up and they was like, oh gosh, what is going on? What's gonna happen? They was afraid. They was dead ass afraid. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoy. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys' favorite thing about One Piece is, because it could be Devil Fruits, it could be the Warlords, it could be the Yonko, it could be just the One Piece, the One Piece itself, the crews, something like that. Let me know. All right, and I'm out. Bye.